as Allison said, my name is Kara Hardesty. I'm an environmental specialist with Ohio EPA Division of Surface Waters Non-Point Source Program. Next slide. Thank you. So a little about our program. It supports activities and funding for implementing projects to reduce non-point source pollution impacts. And so chloride reduction is already integrated into our program as far as pollutant reduction. So our program administers subgrants. Those are both federal and state. For the state level, it's through H2 Ohio. Specifically for our program, it is H2 Ohio Rivers program, and that is who funds our chloride reduction program. Next, please. So a little about H2 Ohio. Why it was created. It was launched in 2019, and it is Governor DeWine's statewide water quality initiative to address complex issues impacting Ohio's waters. And it's a long-term investment designed to provide Ohioans with clean and safe water. And it is funded through our state biennium budget. And then in 2023, the H2 Ohio Rivers program was launched as an expansion of H2 Ohio to focus on the health of our Ohio's large rivers. Next. So why our chloride reduction program was created? It was for road salt management out of growing concern that Ohio was seeing an increase in chlorides in both our surface and groundwaters. And the objective of the program is to provide financial assistance to local governments to reduce and prevent excessive road salt usage and to adopt salt-based management practices. So grants, they can request up to $75,000 each community, and there's no match required, and they have 1 year to complete the project. And so the program was folded into our non-point source program with intra-agency support and coordination. Next. Next slide, please. Okay. So projects we're looking to fund, we're looking to either fund upgrades to salt facilities or upgrades to their equipment. And we also want a demonstration of how those upgrades will reduce salt runoff and or usage. Next, please. So one example of a successful project was Paynesville Township in Lake County, and they had requested to purchase brine maker system. And they did a good job with their case, presenting their case. They clearly demonstrated their need that the township wanted to move away from rock salt and be able to make their own brine. And they let us know how that would upgrade their existing equipment, reduce chloride usage, and protect water quality in their watershed. Next, please. And another example, this is of a facility, is the village of Monroeville in Huron County. And they requested to fund a salt storage building, substantially upgrading how they store their salt supply. And they did a good case by clearly demonstrating their need. They included photos of how they were storing their salt. You can see that in the photo on the left, open storage with a tarp over it. And they provided us with a design and a quote, which showed they were ready to go and they were reasonable with their plans and with the costs. So they only requested a simple storage building you can see here in the middle, and they actually asked for less than the total allowable, so we appreciated that. Next, please. So we feel our program's been a great success, and we encourage other states to adopt similar programs. For 2024 and 2025, we have provided over 4.3 million in awards to over 80 communities, and those are located in a little over half of all of our counties in 46 counties. And for the first round of projects, some of those are being completed now. It's exciting to see what they're accomplishing. And we are looking to fund future projects. If you want to learn a little more about those projects, you can scan the QR code, or you can take a screenshot of the HTTPS site, sorry, the website, and the map. We will have easier access to that map. Currently, you can access that through this map, but we're going to have a story map soon. I'll talk more about that. But if you click on the points, any of those projects that are completed, it will pull up a fact sheet and you can learn a little bit more about each of those projects. Next slide, please. So what we've learned: prepare for a large response. We've had an outpouring of response. Over 260 applications were received in the first round. So stay organized and realistic with staff capacity. Um, Application forms, we suggest keeping those as simple as possible. Local government staff may not have a background in surface water, for example. Some may even be volunteers. And so consider limiting technical questions. One of those questions might be an example would be whether you need to ask for the hydrologic unit code. Um, so for the review process, know your end goal and criteria before you start and include those in your request for proposals. And be realistic with the complexity of the review criteria and the variables and how much can be quantified and compared. We found, there are many unknowns and variabilities in scale, for example, climate between different communities, and so it can be difficult to compare one community to the other. An example would be trying to compare a small village to an entire county. So we rely more heavily on the quality of the applications and what lift they're proposing for their communities, and less on a direct comparison. And so planning long term for the future funding, growth, and staffing. Try to plan and budget for long term. It can be challenging. For our program, the original funds were part of our state's biennium budget, which have all been allocated. However, due to strong interest and impact, we are evaluating opportunities to continue the grant program. Next, please. So what we've learned, Yellow Creek Township's a great example of the pride you can see in the sign they made here. Communities are receptive and proud of their projects and harness this. Many local governments are already moving towards reducing salt usage, such as with brine and or beet heat. And they've been a big part of the PR for our program. So help them spread the word. We do that by providing them with tools to make things easier for them. Examples of that are grant announcement templates, logos, and press release guidance. And that's to make their outreach easier. Next, please. So what's next? We are working on a chloride reduction story map, and that should be live soon. And then beyond grants, we are expanding our outreach, and we are exploring networking and partnering opportunities with other organizations on their work in this field. And next, please. So thank you. Again, we appreciate this opportunity, and I'm open for questions.